When this woman awoke to a strange noise, she noticed that there were two squirrels in her window. Cute rodents were hiding in the corner of the doorway. She could watch the squirrels hugging each other for hours. She especially loved the cute expressions on their faces when they were sleeping. However, when she looked closely at the animals, she suddenly got the shock of her life. Mia, 44, had a great start to the day. For the first time in years, she had a good night's sleep. It had been such a long time since she had stayed in bed until after 7 o'clock. Her husband and son had gone skiing. While they were on a man-to-man vacation, the mother could enjoy her freedom. She could do whatever she wanted for a week. Who wouldn't want this? It had been only one day since they had left the house, and Mia was already enjoying the day. Unfortunately, this freedom would not last long. What a great feeling to wake up and not have to do anything. This reminded Mia of her college years. She could spend all day in bed back then and maybe order a nice breakfast and watch Netflix all day. Also, the house was very quiet and peaceful. "I'll take a nap before I eat," thought the sleepy woman. She turned around and closed her eyes again. However, a few minutes later, she woke up to a strange sound. What was that? Thought Mia, suddenly waking up. But when the voices stopped, she turned around again. It was probably something outside. She turned back to the other side of the bed. She heard the voice again, a strange, high-pitched sound. She was sure now that the sound was close. She listened. "It's coming from the window," she said after focusing on the voice for a bit, got out of bed and approached the window. When she pulled the curtain aside, she couldn't believe what she saw. There were two little squirrels sleeping in a nest. The voices were coming from here. The curtain in the room had been closed for the past few weeks, so she hadn't noticed that the lovely animals were making a nest here. "I have to get this on camera," she thought eagerly. She immediately took her camera and took pictures of the cute squirrels. She couldn't believe her luck. However, Mia didn't have the slightest idea of what was going to happen. Two squirrel cubs huddled inside the nest. Mia could tell how peaceful the little animals felt, just getting out of bed. Unfortunately, the window wouldn't open, or she would have touched them and patted their heads. Their mother must have left them alone to look for food, she thought, trying to get the perfect picture from different angles. Actually, she wanted to take a clear picture of their cute, sleepy faces. However, she got the shock of his life when he brought the camera closer to the squirrels. Mina's whole body started to tremble. She was completely stunned by what she saw. "This must be a joke," she thought to himself. "I hope it's not true. I must have misunderstood." With trembling hands, she took the camera and zoomed in again. That's when she saw it again. Her face went pale. She didn't know what to do. Couldn't take her eyes off. She had never encountered such a situation before. But she was sure of one thing. She had to be quick. "Why does this happen to me when my family is not at home?" she thought. "I need to call them before it's too late." She ran to her phone and called her husband. The woman hoped her husband wasn't on the skiing, otherwise he wouldn't have heard her phone. But Mia was lucky. Mia explained the situation as soon as her husband picked up the phone. Her husband replied without hesitation, "Call the police now." A week passed. Mia and her family were waiting for the newspaper to arrive on their doorstep. She was looking out the window when she saw the boy delivering the newspaper. Mia called the police, but it would take at least 10 minutes for the police to arrive. "Can't you come sooner?" she asked hastily. Mia waited by the window until the bell rang. She liked to act on her own, but in such a situation, acting alone would not end well. A few minutes later, she heard the mailbox and rushed to the front door. The family members gathered together and read the article in the newspaper mouth to ear. Mia discovered a squirrel nest in her house last week, but an eagle perched on a tree opposite threatened to kill the tiny rodents. Mia called the police just in time, and the nest was rescued in cooperation with the fire department. The eagle flew away from there. The baby squirrels were reunited with the mother squirrel, whom firefighters saw jumping out of the yard after the incident.